This is part 2 of our 2-part show, so thanks for watching or listening or whatever you're doing.
All right,
Gonna do a little rinse here.
so it's off. We have it opened. We've tore the hell out of the lid, but hey,
You need more?
Fine, thank you.
all right, fellas.
This is
Cellar
called,
Temp.
what's this called?
This is barrel aged sticker shock.
BA sticker.
Yeah, this came straight from the
From
cellar.
Sticker shock
Pulpit
is $300.
Oh my goodness,
I almost cut my finger open on your bottle
dude!
opener.
I had to use my sleeve on there. I couldn't.
How do you use that thing?
You signed a waiver.
I signed nothing.
So there's no carbonation.
Of all the beers we've tried on here, this might be the most lacing we've seen. Like that is, wow.
How much do you
Wow.
want in a glass?
Wow.
I tried to make them close. I don't know.
That's a wow wee wow.
Yours, so you get a little extra.
No, it's ours.
Wow. That's rich and thick.
No extra.
Jeff?
That is some slick Rick stuff, man.
So on the nose, you can get the cocoa nibs.
Cocoa
What
nibs.
is it? What is it, Jeff?
Cocoa
How do you
block?
call them? Yeah, same thing.
Were you using this for blowing your nose or anything?
Use it and I'll tell you.
So you get a lot of chocolate, tons of
sick.
like really.
How many C's are in that?
I'd say at least 8.
I still love that clip.
At least, I mean, tons of booze. Not in a bad way on the nose. Like it's very well. So
Yeah,
what?
that coats the edge of the glass.
I've never seen.
It's like a
I'm
layer.
not seeing anything like that.
It's like
you can.
stained.
Yeah, it's stained.
Fuck. Got my new glasses.
So I'd say one thing with this beer and something I was reading about these. So the Noche-Es and the Pulpit Rock stuff, they're blending. So these are not single barrel expressions. And Side Project does it really well, but probably the one that did it the best and hell still does it really well is Firestone Walker.
Yeah.
We talked about the anniversaries before, but that's what they do with these. They take blended beers, re-barrel them, some of them reblend them back. They're doing it to taste, not to. They don't age this 15 months and pull it. They do it to taste. So
Yeah.
This is from Elijah Craig 12-year barrels.
is that what it is?
That's what-
I actually couldn't find that information, so
I got that
good
on
looking
right
now. Okay. So on a barrel discussion though, I've had a lot of beers that are single barrel aged and different types. I don't know that I see a difference. Like if it's Elijah Craig or if it's Wild Turkey or
Sometimes, not much.
I don't know that I do. So this one's really good.
Wow, this is very different.
It's not overly sweet.
I'm not really thinking sweetness. I'm thinking chocolate. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's a little tobacco fudge. Slick. Very rich.
fudgy.
Very rich and slick.
I'm surprised it's able to. There is a pronounceable barrel in it too.
This is one of the richest beers I've had in a long time.
I'm not sure. Maybe I need to give it some time. This is very cake-like. This is very
Yeah.
pastry. This does epitomize the pastry stout. What
So
was
if
that one that we had last time? That was amazing.
I was trying to think about
It
that.
was it the shared?
The barrel aged ambiente.
Yeah.
That was like the Mexican cake.
Yeah, that thing was
inspired.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I like this better than that, but it's. I'm having to kind of like pick it apart, on my palate.
There's a lot going on. It's not super coconut forward, not super chocolate forward. Like everything blends well. It's all there.
Yeah.
Barrel's there. The aftertaste.
I got to do the fruitcake and
I bet that's good. I bet that's really good with
I
it.
think,
Actually.
rich is the word I would use. Super rich.
I would say this too. Like, I know it's 12-ounce bottle. I don't need 12 ounces of that. 4 is fine.
You know, this would be good. You're doing this in the middle of the day, but a winter day, it's nighttime.
You wake up.
No, winter at night.
You should do it in the morning.
This is your night.
You're having pancakes and
This is
lots of syrup. And he's like,
sticker
hey, let's
shock.
just do
Just
this.
pour this on the pancakes.
This is my night.
Take your insulin before and after.
This is what I want before bed and late at night.
Yeah, I mean, this is a well. If we're doing a beer share, I think we've talked about this before. If you had a beer like this, do it first. That way your
Oh, right.
palate's not wrecked.
I will lose that too, yeah.
Because if you're drinking 18 different beers, which we will, if there's enough of us,
Yeah.
by the end of the night, you're like, I had that. I mean, you
Don't remember.
You can't remember the taste. So
Yeah, I
this would be
wouldn't
a
want this
first.
at the end of a beer share,
Yeah,
but the end of just chilling.
I wouldn't dome one of
Maybe
these by
we
myself. I mean, I would, but if I was into this for 20, you know what I mean? If I bought it for cost at the
Split it
brewery,
up.
sure, because you got a 4-pack.
Yeah.
But this one here, I mean, so on Untapped, it's averaging a 4.84 out of 5. Like that's
That's
insanely
pretty
high.
unheard of, yeah.
It's got 658 check-ins, which really surprised me because there's about 1,200 bottles from my math. They had
But a lot of shares.
a lot of shares. So if you only
People are
have
sharing.
658 check-ins, that tells me you probably only opened 400 bottles.
If even.
So there's 800 more out
I mean,
there.
there might be some where like 6 or 7 people had a taste of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like that seems very low to me.
Try
So
this.
yeah, we'll try that.
Fuck.
So let's talk about the price. So price for $20. This is worth it all day, every day. Retail.
$20 from the brewery.
$20 from the brewery. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'd buy.
That's not
I'd
even
buy,
a doubt.
I'd buy all I could buy.
How
at
much,
$20.
how much am I allowed to get?
Yeah, exactly.
But how hard or how easy is this to get from the brewery?
Nah.
So this was an online release, limit 4 per person, but you had to pick up in person. So
No proxy.
No
That
proxy.
means you couldn't have somebody pick it up for you.
Exactly. But when COVID hit, they changed it. So from what I could tell online, the event was already over. It was like in March, April this year.
This goes good again.
They changed it. They changed
Try
it to
with
where
that?
you could pick up for somebody. So anyway, $20 a bottle. You got 4. It cost $80 for 4. Is that math right, Jeff? Check me.
Carry the 2, divide by 7.
It's close.
I think so,
It's
yeah.
close. Yeah. So secondary. I think this beer got as high
See,
as
I need a definite confirmation.
You
from
should see me do budgets.
I bet you were
At work, yeah.
Steam coming out of your ears.
How much was it last year? All right, we'll do $10 more.
This is like the Queen's,
add it on.
that
Yeah.
Queen's Gamer Show. I'm looking at the ceiling and watching all the numbers go.
Yeah.
So secondary, this one though, it got as high, I think, about 400.
Yeah.
Right now, from what I can see, it's about 300 a bottle. Is it worth that to you?
How many people? Well, if people chip in, but then again, here would be 100 apiece.
So let's be realistic. I don't think you're going to share this with more than, let's say, 4 people. That's 3 ounces each.
This is worth the $20 pour for me.
Okay.
I'd say that.
But if you split it
pour
4,
like a pour like that.
Pour like
if you split it 4
So we got
ways,
what-
you're going to be at what, 80?
So we got about
80-ish
4 ounce
bucks.
pours. So that's worth it. If it was $20 for the 4 ounce pour, I'd just say yeah.
So this one's going to cost you roughly what, $20 an ounce? A little bit under.
That's pricing. This would
Yeah,
be
that's
80.
like a $80.
That's like an $80 pour then.
So how many ounces is this one? 12, 13?
Is this 375?
So let's say 12.
Yeah, this is 375. So it's
So-
12.7 ounces.
What is that, Jeff, for 300?
Just under 13 ounces.
That's about $1 million.
It's spot on.
$600 a pour.
So what is it? You know, you compare this, Matt, to the Barrel Aged Ambiente, which is a Mexican-inspired stout, but still, I think that one's better, and you agreed, right? You think that one's better?
So this one is very balanced. I'm able to pick out some of those subtle nuances of the flavors and stuff.
I'm not sure if I didn't know it had 3 types of coconut that I'd even know it had coconut.
No,
It's just
no.
sweet from that.
It's very fudgy.
I get a little bit of coconut.
I'm getting more
I mean,
fudge
little-
than coconut.
Yeah.
But it's also got almonds. I mean, hell, it might be almonds I'm getting. It's nutty.
I just like, man, I really appreciate the extra dimension you get when you add something spicy or just spices. You know,
It's a lot of flavor. You
Yeah.
get that fruitcake in this.
I think, I think if you put this side by side, or if you gave me the option between this and like the Ambiente, I'd probably take the Ambiente.
Yeah, I'm with
all the
you.
time. But this is very good. This is amazing.
I'm glad to try it, though. I mean, this was a tough get. Like, you don't see many go up.
You can't get this at Costco, right?
Only if you buy 12.
It was on Black Friday. Is there a deal on Black
You
Friday?
have to be a member.
You gotta be a
It's
member.
Cyber Monday deal. They will
You
ship it to
you wouldn't know. You're not a member.
I'm not a member of Costco.
Nah.
I don't need 10 pounds.
They
of
wouldn't let you in.
Philadelphia cream cheese at one time.
They have that
You
there?
wouldn't do that? That's next show, by the way. 12 pounds of Philadelphia cream cheese.
But their biggest bottle come out is their anniversary. So this was close to their anniversary, but they just turned 5 this year. It was called 5, and so it was a $7.50 a beer. And on top of it, they have different color, like birthday hats. You know, the little pointy ones.
I wonder if we should have done the show with masks on.
We couldn't drink with masks on. I don't think.
Poke a hole in
It's a good thing we're 6 feet apart, right? This is 6 feet. Is this 6 feet?
This is 7 feet apart each.
Andy's going to be mad. at us.
According to Jeff's math, we're about 12 feet apart.
Yeah, we're close.
Y'all can't be doing that. Can't be drinking beer.
If we get a tent and go outside, can we sit in there?
If we sit in a tent outside, it's fine. Sit inside.
It cracks me up driving my Malones like that. Like, it is an insane tent that has glass walls. They have the tent sides up so you can see out.
It's like
There's one opening
It's like a
and there's
tent.
heaters everywhere. I'm like,
it's like a tent with like brick retaining walls around it, and like It's got plumbing.
Is there a bathroom?
Central air.
Where do you go to the bathroom?
Honestly, there might be a restroom.
Do you have to go inside
I think
to go to the bathroom?
I think you can go in because you can go in for pickup.
So you can go in and you pee. Or they
I mean,
put
if
the
you want to
bathroom in the
poop,
tent.
you can poop in there too, Jeff. Take a dump, whatever you want to
They
do.
put a porta potty in the tent?
Probably. Like, I get it. I totally get why you want to do that. Like, get people outside, but that's
It's
not the
basically
answer.
just a workaround.
Yeah.
It's a loophole.
Well, isn't that what people do?
It's a loophole.
I mean, that's what everybody does,
Whether you're
right?
inside or in a tent, it's a loophole to get. And I'm okay with because they need to stay in business, but I don't think there's a huge difference between being in a tent and being
Well, there's
inside.
no difference.
I
What
don't
are you
think
talking
anybody thinks there's a big
about?
difference.
Well, the government does.
I don't think they think that's so either. I think they're like, at this point, they're like, well, I guess we could have defined those terms a little better.
Oh,
They're like, they can't stop now.
They're like our bad. We should have said no tent.
They're just trying to do something. I mean, I think what they
Well, they say tent. They're thinking of like the tailgating tent with like
Yeah.
4 poles at the
Yeah.
top, and Malone's over here like bricking it out, and putting
Like
central air.
it legit has glass. It's
got
like you can
central heat
see it.
inside
You
there.
can see it 100%. Everybody in there, you can see them.
The floors are already now done.
Got marble floors.
It's called a trailer back where.
Marble.
Yeah.
You had marble floors in your trailer?
I mean, they look like marble. They weren't, but
So why don't
They
they
call
just
it
put trailers
marble.
outside?
What'd you have for lunch today, Jeff?
A salad.
What kind of salad?
I had salad. I had arugula, bought yesterday at the market. Had some of that watermelon radish. I had some feta.
That looked good.
Some lettuce. Some cucumber.
I had Tudor's Biscuit World.
Did you put dressing on your salad?
I did.
What do you
Kind of
put?
dressing?
Today was balsamic vinegar and olive oil with some za'atar and black
You're looking
pepper
at me in a
and
very
salt.
sexual way, and it's creeping me out.
I'm getting turned on, man.
Do you see him like making direct eye contact?
I'm getting turned on with my
I know.
salad. Yeah.
You got a little dribble coming down here.
Yeah, baby.
I didn't know you were like that with salad.
Oh
Man.
man, salad rocks my world.
I just went upstairs and downstairs, and I'm out of breath from pastry stouts and 1 pound fruitcake.
That's my life right there.
Being out of breath.
Golly, dude. That took a lot out of me.
No more Cheetos for you.
It was sun chips, damn it. I'm offended.
What did you think it was?
Cheetos.
It was sun chips.
How can you confuse Cheetos with sun
There's
Pretty
no
sure they were
confusion. They were not
Pretty
Cheetos.
sure Cheetos. It was 1 in the morning. I don't know.
I was waiting on that pizza to come from Nashville.
I remember that.
Are we going to Nashville or no?
You argued for 10 minutes with this person on the phone,
Yeah.
and then they're like, wait, are
Like, we
you
don't know where the address is. I'm like, dude, I'm right here. Like, I'm not saying. Are you saying Nashville? No, Asheville. Oh, we're not there. We've got Starry Noche from Weldwerks, Greeley, Colorado. This was part of their 5th year anniversary as well. So same age as Pulpit Rock. We had them just a little while ago.
Okay.
This one is 2 years in barrels. I think we talked about already. Conditioned on 3 pounds a gallon of toasted coconut flakes, raw coconut chips, and finished with toasted hazelnut. Let me see your bottle opener.
That's what she said.
That would be weird if that's what she said.
She wanted to open a bottle of beer.
Let me see your bottle opener.
I guess if she wanted to open a bottle of beer, then that would be.
Oh, baby.
Yeah,
Oh, baby. What do you think? Let me see your bottle opener.
Why is that so weird?
All right, so there's,
Slice your finger open
there's
with
something on the cap. What do you think?
Cook.
Oh God, that's like
Wow.
solid. Yeah, that looks like a Ferrero Rocher.
There are
Doesn't it?
about 500 floaties I can see from
yummy.
the top down.
Who gets the first pour?
I'll take it.
I mean,
Here we go. Glug, 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 glug. Yeah, that's impressive.
this is probably going to be the best show ever from Lessing in
If
Kentucky.
you weren't on it,
In this
it
neighborhood.
probably would be.
I know.
in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
In this neighborhood, yeah. Out of every show ever done in this house,
Yeah.
My goodness.
No, I don't mean this. This episode probably one of the worst episodes we've done, but the other stuff.
I'm gonna see if Jeff gets any floaties.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, I have a
I think.
ton.
I think
see
you
that?
got. I think you got.
Oh.
them all. Look at his glass.
What's that?
Look at his
There's
glass.
definitely some in my glass.
Look at his glass.
Yeah, look. I got a few things.
You got quite a few too.
It's like little bugs.
I highly doubt it's.
You don't think so?
So Weldwerks brewery that I don't know a ton about, but I know they're in Greeley, Colorado. My first experience with them,
Yours is
I'm okay right now.
they kind of got famous on IPAs. So they had Juicy Bits was
Yep.
probably their flagship. They do double dry hopped, fruited, whatever. And then I've been there a few times and I used to travel there for work. It was always really good, but it wasn't anything like I would say world class.
Right.
They have improved drastically every single year. And they actually host one of the probably best beer fests you can go to. It's called Weldfest every year.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Have you been to it?
I have not. I've wanted to go.
Are they still holding it, or is it off because of COVID?
They have, yeah. They had to cancel it, but when they go back to that, we'll definitely try for tickets because honestly, flying out to Denver is cheap, man.
Yeah.
It's a nice trip too.
The nose on this is insane. I
Agreed.
get more of that Ferrero Rocher. It's like just all hazelnut.
So it's kind of a similar one to the Pulpit Rock. I mean, the difference is they had cocoa. What is it? Cocoa? Is that what you called it, Jeff?
Cocoa, excuse me. I don't know what I was talking about.
Yeah, so roasted almonds in the Pulpit Rock. But in this one, instead of that, they have toasted hazelnut. Both tons of coconut.
Holy
So.
shit. Have you tried it yet?
I mean, it's hazelnut.
Hazelnut done right.
I got a lot of hazelnut.
It's such a amazing adjunct.
You need some more hazelnut? I've got a bunch floating around.
I got a big old piece in my first sip. It kind of threw me off, but
I mean, that's really good.
that's amazing.
Again, though, I don't get a ton of coconut. I think it's the hazelnut
I got
dominant.
lots of
right?
hazelnut.
Lots of hazelnut. Fudge.
It's not
Strong
as,
hazelnut nose.
yeah, it's not as thick as that last one, as the sticker shock.
Yeah, agreed.
But I mean, it's every bit as enjoyable.
Man.
We give that a 3-2.
It's
3-2.
amazing.
So this one's impressive. I mean, when this one came out, I tried to look at pricing on this one. So this was also part of a 4-bottle set. It was $130 for the bottles, but
For all 4 bottles?
yeah, but this was clearly the anchor. There was only one of these bottles allowed. So I'm guessing $40 to $50 for this retail, probably. Secondary, $400, and it sells instantly.
Look at that.
So it's very hard to get this beer. So $400 plus on this one.
Yeah.
For $40, $50 all day, I'd buy
50 bucks?
Wait, what was retail?
40 to 50 is my guess. It's part of that set for 130. So
I keep getting chunks of hazelnut, and I don't hate it.
no,
You know what I mean?
I think hazelnut and beer to me sometimes, though, is just
too much.
Delicious?
too much. No, it's just way too much.
Okay. Put this next to another quasi-local, yet more well-known hazelnut beer out of Cincinnati.
Can you be more specific?
Chacao?
Oh, Chacao? Chacao's hazelnut?
Yeah, tons.
Yeah. And honestly,
I know the difference. I mean, I'm gonna hear what Jeff says.
when was the last time you had a Chacao? Do you want one?
No.
I need to get rid of those.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember super strong hazelnut and Chacao.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, so
It's
talking about the
literally
regular Chacao?
hazelnut. They're Chacao, like they're
regular
12-ounce bottles.
There's so
Chacao?
many Chacaos.
yeah,
It's
I know,
a hazelnut stout.
Chacao, like the base is a hazelnut stout.
Okay, my memory is, I don't know. I can't remember.
So
I'll probably forget.
you
the
talk
details.
about hazelnut being
I'm
like
Jason.
Hi,
Good
what's
to
your
meet
name?
you, Jason.
You look familiar.
I'm Franklin.
Franklin.
So you talk about hazelnut being like a lot or
It's a
overpowering.
strong, nutty flavor.
In the Chacao, yes,
Yeah.
it's so overpowering and cloying that it's like, after that feeling after you've had like 4 packs of Skittles on Halloween, and like it's
I
just,
don't
your
know
mouth
that.
just kind of like
I absolutely
the sugar
do
just
not
kind of like
know that
sucks
feeling.
I've been there.
I've never
been
had,
there.
I don't know if I've had any Skittles.
There's
I'm
one.
there.
Maybe
I'm
like
there
one
with
little
you.
Skittle I've had.
Jeff, you're out. You're out.
What's the artisanal equivalent of Skittles?
Is there?
So the difference to me on those two,
Craft
you're
Skittles.
right, man. I mean,
I want some craft Skittles.
tons of hazelnut in that one, but the difference to me is that's artificial.
It's
I mean,
extremely artificial.
Yeah, this one's not. I mean, I got
Yeah.
freaking floaties. Like,
Yeah. So that one, it's like you take one sip and you get that really like that mouth drying, like sugary kind of just like. I feel like you just like scraped your tongue with like a metal instrument.
100% agree.
And
with
this is like super approachable,
Yep.
very decadent. But I want to keep drinking it. Like it's a night and day difference.
I think the coconut and hazelnut, you can taste them together here.
I don't know that I get coconut.
I get
Maybe I
coconut.
just can't pick it out very.
I do
very
coconut.
well.
I do
hazelnut.
get coconut. Yeah,
I get also about
hazelnut's on the forefront. But
2,000 calories.
per ounce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
This one of my glasses will float right there.
I think this goes to show you too, though, that you don't have to have the super thick body.
No, it's not.
To make a great stout, because this is not super
That's
thick.
what I tell
Well-
all the women. You don't need a super thick. Oh, sorry, what?
You say it's not a super thick body, but
Well, compared to Sticker Shock, right?
the compared to sticker shock, no.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's still like compared to anything 5 years ago. This is actually a really, really thick body.
No, it's not thin. I would not use thin to describe this at all. It's definitely a thick body, but It's not the thickest body I've had in stouts. Angry Chair's some thicker. Some of the BBTs are thicker.
Is this from this year?
It's from this year. I've only done it once. Yeah, I think their anniversary was in March, February. I don't know. Either way, it was this year.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, this is why it sells out instantly. So, even at $400.
$400, too much.
Well, of course it's too much. Of course. But if you had 8 guys and you got 3 ounces each, would you go in for $50 a pop?
Yes.
On 3 ounces?
No, so 8 of us go in on this bottle. Mm-hmm. We buy it outright secondary. Right. It's $50 a piece.
We get 3 ounces for $50.
3 ounces. So you're about $18.
Now we're going into like decent bourbon prices.
Knowing what I know about how this tastes, yes, I would 100%.
I would buy that for that. I would.
This is worth it.
I know it sounds crazy, but $18 an ounce for a world-class beer that you're only going to have once is we just bought a $100
you're the poster
Fruitcake.
child of that, though.
Jeff is, yeah.
Like, if you've never had something, just spend the extra money so you can try it if you want to try it.
Well, my philosophy, look, money comes and goes. You only live once, right? So you might
YOLO.
YOLO, baby.
YOLO.
Cocoa nut, baby.
I mean, Cocoa YOLO.
Cocoa nip.
Me and Yeezy were like,
Cocoa YOLO.
Cocoa YOLO.
Are you doing the collab with Yeezy on some new shoes?
Yeezy and I are doing a collab on
Yeezys,
not on the shoes, but on the laces.
Just
the laces.
Just the tips. Just the tips.
Just the tip.
The whole lace.
The whole lace?
We're doing a lace collab.
You got the whole fucking like the left and the right, or just the left?
And the right.
I like left
Jesus
twigs
Christ.
better than right twigs.
So we're doing a whole unique lace design. Yeezy and I have worked on this for about a year now. Mm-hmm. Probably going to go to Puma. So look, keep your eye.
Out of everybody you weigh out is like,
keep your eye out.
Let's go with Keds.
Keep your eye out for the Yeezy Dr. Fabulous lace collab. You're supposed to change running shoes even more.
I'm not
faster.
I don't know if you see me, but I'm not running very much.
I thought you were a big runner.
That's a pretty aerodynamic beard you got there.
You have a runner's body.
If you see me running, run.
I'm not doing that for sport.
No exercise.
Because something's coming after.
Something's coming. And if you're slower than me, I'm sorry. I'm pushing your ass down. Yeah. So you would not be in on this if we were. I know you would be on this if we went to a bar.
I think you would.
If we went to a bar on a beer trip and they said this bottle is $400,
I'd be like, guys, let's not do that.
and every one of us would say we're doing it.
Well, then I have to go because everybody's doing it. So,
Exactly.
but my first thought is it's not worth $400. Don't do it. Let's not do it.
Now that you've tried it, though.
Matter of fact, I told you.
Knowing now what you know.
I told you at Hill Farm said, don't buy that bottle. It's not worth it. Don't buy that bottle.
It actually wasn't worth it. But it's the experience in that aspect.
And I was like, man, don't get that bottle. It's not worth it.
I should have gotten the fucking bottle.
You only got the sticker. Right?
Yeah.
It wasn't even the sticker.
It wasn't even the real sticker.
So if you compare this to something that we've had, I would say this is probably the price point of Heart of Darkness from Shram's. I'm going to guess that'd probably be about $18 an ounce, roughly.
Well,
right?
I guess I never actually gone to Shram's, but their pours are pretty pricey when you go there.
Yeah, but that Heart of Darkness is like their...
Right, that's the big one.
That's the big one, yeah. Which we've had, thanks to Matt, before, yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
It's
hard to compare like a beer to like a mead.
It is. I'm just thinking any spirit,
Yeah.
If you compare it to bourbon, same way. I mean, it's tough to do.
I mean,
I guess
I would probably take this over the Heart of Darkness.
I mean, I paid $30 for an ounce of Sazerac 18 the other day, and I'm not disappointed.
I think the Old Forester birthday was about $30.
Second, like in a bar?
In a bar, yeah.
Of course.
About $30 a pour.
I mean, but we do that.
The bourbon we're used to, ideologically, we go, okay, $30, whatever a pour. It's in our brains. It's up here.
But you're getting an ounce for that, so think about that. So there's 25 ounces in the 750-ish. So 25 times 30 is what?
$7,000.
$750. Yeah, so $750. So this is 4.
Right. So my point is, I think when it comes to things like, I'll just say food and beer to start with, your brain gets switched to the idea that's okay, that's not okay, right? I'm not going to buy a $15 hamburger in this situation, but in this situation I'll buy a $15 something else, So it just depends. Like with alcohol as well, you think, well, I'm okay with a $30 pour of this bourbon, but a $30 pour of a beer, fuck that. Well, that's all up in your head, how value works.
Yeah.
I think that's what a Garrett, like, I haven't heard from him in a long time, but in the press, but Garrett Oliver, I think, used to talk about that too. Like, the value of beer, like, it's all in your head that you think, well, just because it's in this format or that format, it's not as valuable as this or that. But, always say, like, people who balk at paying X amount of dollars for a beer will go to a bar and buy a $7 Budweiser or whatever.
Yeah.
So
well, it's like
in a
recently,
hipster place.
Yeah.
Not
Well, you're paying for the experience.
Of being in the bar.
Yeah, it's like paying for a Twilight of the Idols
Or like
Magnum.
What, as an academic, we go to a conference, and in the conference bar, people are buying $7 Sam Adams.
Yep.
But I'll be like, well, let's go down over here to this, brewery. No, I don't want to do that because right here we just want to drink the $7 Sam. To me, a $7 Sam Adams in a hotel bar has no value.
Is robbery.
I don't want to do it
At some point.
There's no value to me.
Yeah.
But a $7 beer down the street at a local brewery, has value to me.
Yeah.
So I think the same thing with
intrinsic
this.
value.
It's all in our heads. Like what has value and what like $100 fruitcake.
It's all in your head, man.
Or $100 hooker. You decide like which one is worth
You
more.
got $100 hooker.
You decide what's more.
Either you
It went off the rails.
either you found somebody that's like hooking you up, or
That fruitcake
I
is
don't
gonna
want to see
last.
this hooker.
That fruitcake lasts already 2 years. Your $100 with the hooker is only gonna last for
Not
5
that we
minutes.
condone hooking.
Yeah.
That's a 5 minute $100
It's the
versus
world's oldest profession. I mean, I can't knock
it's a
it.
$5 $100 5 minute $100 versus years of $100. So you decide what's
There
more
you go.
valuable.
Okay.
So
5 minutes of $100.
recently we went to Goose Island. I'd never been before.
Oh,
I've
really?
been by it. No, I hadn't.
In Claiborne?
Fulton Street. Fulton. Yeah. So anyway, went to the Fulton Street, and they had some. We had to make reservations days ahead. I just made one just on the chance we'd stop. So we did. They had double barrel BCS, so Bourbon County brand stout from last year, in the tube, like Chicago only, pretty much. I think it's prop day only. It was $80 for on site
For a bottle.
For a bottle.
For a 22 ounce bottle.
Yep. No, 16 ounce.
Oh.
It's the new format.
Yeah. So me
The
and
500
Bill,
milliliter kind of thing.
me and Bill didn't
yeah.
bat an eye. Like it's
Six
okay. It was $80. Yeah. There's no problem with that. I think this will be the same way. Like I don't. If you price this for Weldwerks and you told me it was $200 on site, I'd buy it. If there was 4 guys, $50 each at that point, you're getting a 6 ounce pour.
Yeah.
You have a unique perspective now, though, of having tried it.
Sure.
Knowing what you know about this beer right now, do you think, would you, in old Jeff, like whispering words of wisdom to him, and old Jeff comes across this beer, and it's, what did we say, $50 per person? Would you tell old Jeff to go ahead and go for it?
$18 an ounce.
So here's the thing.
If
If I was like back when I was married, if we were to
fuzzy.
if it was like
this dude
just sitting
vomit.
with a family and we're there and I see the price, I'd probably say no. But if I'm sitting,
Because you have to solo it, so that's the difference.
even if she'd say yes, but she would. But even regardless of that, if I was with my friends, you're also doing it because you're hanging with your buddies and you're trying new beers.
The experience.
It's
that
different.
intrinsic value.
It's a different situation. Or let's say I'm with my sister and her husband. Maybe I'm not going to do it in that situation. But if it's us on a beer trip and we come across it, yeah, because we're already on the experience of the trip and we're having
good
fun
point.
and we're trying things out. So probably there it's like, yeah, fuck, let's just do this.
It's a good point because if you go to my cellar, like if somebody comes to my house and one of y'all come over and I've got a beer that you really want to open, let's pop that thing. Right now, let's pop it. But if somebody comes over and I got
Because of the people you're
friend
with.
that I've known like through my wife or somebody, and they're like, "Oh, I like beer," and they're drinking Newcastle, I'm not popping this.
It's 'cause the people-
I'm not
it's
trying to
the
be
people
mean
you're
about
with.
it, but they're not going to appreciate that.
It's just
Either.
like-
You are like,
Excuse me, you and Bill,
Holy
you're
crap,
having,
you know?
you and Bill are having an experience, which is you're going
Yeah.
for prop day and you're going to Goose Island.
Sure.
When we're on our beer trips, we're having a certain kind of experience too. So we're like, let's just try. We're here. Let's just do it. You know, we go to the pizza place outside of Hill. Let's get Cantillon or whatever.
that pizza was really good too.
So I think it just
Apple and
depends.
something on, I don't know.
Getting all phlegmy here. I think I'm getting all over. I think it just depends on who you're
Need a
with.
tissue? What's going on?
I think it just
He's the
did you
weakest
usually
one.
notice
He's the
this?
weakest one of us. Just saying.
It just depends on who you're with and you know who you're hanging with. And if it was us, yeah, I'd probably say yeah. If it was some other people, maybe not.
We'd drag you along if you were with us. There wouldn't be a problem.
I mean, I'd have to say yes anyways. If I were you. If once all you guys say,
We'd have
like, what
already
am I
brought
gonna
it to the
do?
table. Yeah.
Like, am I going to say no? Once you guys say yes, it's like, all right,
No, don't make me drink more alcohol.
I'm there with you anyway, so it doesn't really
So
matter.
I think that goes back to the hobby too. You know, you look at that, and I compare that to bourbon. I know we're a little off track here, but still, you know, I'm in a lot of the secondary groups. I'm in a lot of trading groups. I see that. I know the communities. If you compare the beer world to the bourbon world, there's no comparison. Here's why. Bourbon is max profits. I'm gonna get this bottle. I'm gonna flip it. There's 5 guys. Thanks, Chef, for bringing something up. But there's 5 guys trying to flip it. They might say they're your friend. They don't care. Beer. I've rarely met somebody in beer that's like just complete asshole. Yeah. There's a few.
There are.
We know a few, but for the most part, man, it's camaraderie. It's just
beer's more camaraderie.
Yeah. Now you'll see people though that are starting out and they're kind of nervous, like, oh, if you're trading them, I don't know if I want to let this go.
Well,
or
you can see a lot of assholes in the beer world too. If you go to some releases or whatever, people getting intense over just fucking buying a beer. But I don't think
the beer nerd circle we were talking about.
But it's not like some of those places we know about where they open up bourbon shops just to mark everything up.
Sure,
100%.
Yeah.
But we have one of those in our town.
We've been
to a beer place like that in our town, but for the most part, it's not that way in beer.
No. I agree.
But when we go like St. Louis, I've been there a few times. You all have too. When you go to Side Project, I've been looking at the menu for cellar on site, and I'll see a guy over here sitting that's with his girlfriend or something. She doesn't like stouts. You can just see it, And he's like looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, do you want to get on this too? Oh, I'd love to. Yeah. When you see people like that, that's what makes it.
Well, beer, there's definitely a lot of sharing. The whole culture, the nerd beer culture is based on sharing. Sharing in line, sharing if you go to tastings, sharing when you're at the releases.
Beer fest.
Everyone is sharing.
Remember pre-COVID when we're all just drinking out of everybody's glasses?
Like you don't know who this dude is, but you're like, well, let's order this bottle together. That's more of a beer mentality, I think, than a bourbon mentality for sure.
I think when you go into that though, I love sharing beer, and the reason I like sharing it, like I have some nice bottles. I'm not gonna lie, I've got a pretty good cellar, but when I bring them out, I'm not wanting to brag or boast. I want to share something with somebody that did not have before. When I see that, that's what I want.
That's always my issue. When I'm looking what I want to drink sometimes at night, I'm like, I don't want to drink that yet because I want to share that. I don't want to share that.
Exactly.
I much prefer to share. I think beer is very unique in that way. We want to share what we have.
If I were to solo dome this, I would feel guilty. Like I'd be like, I can't do it. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I feel guilty. But anyway, do I think it's worth it? I do. I think it is.
No, it's good beer.
One person paying $400 for this, that's crazy. But if you got 8 guys, $50 each.
Plus, being friends with you is not such a bad gig because you get the size.
You're the one that usually ends up with this.
That's true. You're the one that you get the real.
I'm gonna take a little more.
Oh, take it all. You get the real shit.
Well, and it's all you. It's all you. And the reason I get good shit is because I've made really good friends. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people. There's rarely a town that any of us would travel to that one of us doesn't know somebody from that town.
Yeah.
Nah, just not. We're in Hill Farmstead. Who do I run into? One of the guys in my beer group. Like, he just stumbles in there that day,
It was like when we went to Trillium up in Boston.
Three guys
and I ran into Dick. Dick. I was like, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, it's awesome.
Saw him checking in stuff on Untapped.
And I think that's another testament to the beer community and like this whole like shared mantra of sharing. It's just like everybody's cool with everybody.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, for the most part. You see some online personas, but one thing I'll say about online stuff with beer, bourbon, whatever, it's rarely the same online communicating with that person as it is in person. They change. You have those bullies or like the guys that kind of puff up online or miscommunication, but and I've been there.
Jeff puffs up online all the time.
I'm like a peacock.
Nobody pays attention.
He's like a fucking peacock.
Yeah, I would call you a flamingo. A flamingo.
Flamingos don't puff up, do they?
Yeah, they could.
Call you Peacocko Nib.
Peacocko Nib. That's the name of the next album.
Yeah, Peacocko Nib.
When I was down with the Peacocko Nib. Ate my food while wore a bib. Write that shit. Write this.
Is that Pleasure's new song?
That's Pleasure. No, that's. I need to get a country for something now. I got Pleasure.
Then you got Pleasure.
Pleasure.
Oh, that's good.
Pleasure.
Yeah. What would be a good country name, though?
All right, so we doing anything else? We're going to wrap this sucker up? What we want to do?
You got anything else we're going to do? I have a...
We can wrap this up.
Man, I don't have anything super rare.
I think we have enough content for this episode.
All right.
Yeah.
And your cynic culture...
It's our cynic culture.
Take 2. Our cynic culture...
Shooby-doo-bop.
Yeah.
Do-wop-bop.
Tune in next week if we ever post these shows.
That's the outro. That's
it. Thanks for tuning in.
Stay tuned for some highlights from a previously unreleased episode that we screwed up and can't release, and we're only able to get highlights from.
Then we got kelp pickles. So
Okay.
pickled kelp. That sounds
I can try that.
Is it kelp pickles or pickled kelp?
Kelp, it's pickled.
Let me see that.
Made from Alaskan kelp. Sweet and tangy.
But it is actually kelp pickles.
It's kelp made into a pickle.
So it's pickled.
Pickled kelp.
But it says kelp pickles.
Well, they're pickles, but it's kelp.
Is this the reason that you buy the box right here?
Right, I want the salmon eggs. I'm into the eggs, man.
Yeah. Can we fry it? Is it over easy, or like how do you make those?
Easy. You cook caviar over easy, yes.
Okay.
That's exactly how it works.
Okay.
And you use cream cheese on it.
That sounds really.
Well, if you say kelp pickles, so
kelp rings.
yeah. Well, if it says kelp pickles, I'm thinking the regular pickles flavor of kelp. But it's actually
So I'm thinking kelp that's been pickled.
then it would be called pickled kelp.
But I thought kelp was like kind of like a weed, right?
It's a seaweed.
Yeah. Look at that. It looks like olive.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Are there olives in there?
No, it's kelp. No, that's what we just said.
Hey Jeff, this is kelp.
What is that?
So, like, if you had a pickled egg, you don't call it egg pickles.
Where I'm from, we do.
Where the hell are you from?
Breathitt County.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
That is a lot. That is a lot.
I'm gonna assume it's all liquid.
You're gonna dump that.
I'm so
shit.
glad.
You can't even use a damn can opener,
I don't think that's doing anything.
dude.
This is my Target. This is my Target can opener now.
You're not got. You don't have it.
It's cut.
I don't think the issue is the can opener. I think it's the person using it. No, keep it up here. We have to continue witnessing this.
There's too much stuff. There's too much stuff on the table. It's not even doing anything. It's cut. Look.
You need a new can opener.
I know. This can opener never good. It's my Target can opener.
Yeah, that's rough. You're opening it wrong.
There's a plate for you. You want me to show you how to use a plate too?
Do we have another video?
You're about as skilled with operating food.
What are you criticizing
catering
now,
as
Dad?
you are.
Are you my dad? Are you basically my
button car?
Are you basically my dad? It's like every other word is you suck. It's salty.
With but like salt on the inside
And smoke.
And smoke, yeah.
It tastes like an old department store. That's my best description of that one. Give us a ballpark of what you paid for this package.
So I'll say I
said package.
when I see, thank you. I appreciate you talking about
you,
package.
but
So fallacious.
I mean, you can talk about my package.
I'll eat half of that piece if you eat half.
You can have a lot of.
I
people
can't
part
eat
with the
half
suction
that.
cups.
I can't eat half that piece.
Which one? What are you worried about?
The suction.
The one with the suction cups on it. Pull that one out.
This one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
cut it in half.
I don't know about that.
Me and Jason are gonna split it. I don't want it either, so that's what we're both gonna eat.
It's meaty. Look at it. It looks good.
Like I'm gonna just I'm just gonna mash
that
it.
fork
It's
out.
not-
Octopus is very, very tough at first.
You think?
You have to cook it down. You have to cook it down.
You said a fork on top of that, so it'll help me. Okay, let's switch that little part over there.
No, dude.
I'll eat that part.
Here, you gotta eat.
God, that
Here, pull it off.
Give me
I can eat all
Good
that.
mention.
Get the
that
suction
part
cup.
didn't come off.
Get the suction cup.
Oh
Here.
God, I can't eat
Just
that.
look at the bottom of it. Look at the
There's
look at the
no-
bottom
no,
of
I saw it.
it. Seriously, look at the bottom of it.
There's no way I'm eating that.
Alright, we'll bring that over here.
No. He's got it. Oh, it came out. Look at the thing.
Don't waste
Oh
it.
my
I'll eat it
God.
if you're not-
No. This is the challenge.
What is that?
Actually, this piece is really mushy.
That looks good. Though.
What is that?
That's from the cups. That's
You
the
ready?
cup.
Oh my.
You gonna eat it?
No, I'm not
Look,
ready.
seriously, we gotta do it at the same time. At the same time.
That's weird. Also, eat it.
Figure it out. This is quality television right here.
Dude, that looks awful.
What are you talking about? It looks
All
good.
right, 1, 2, 3.
That's
Oh, we gotta eat the whole thing.
It's good. Now that'd be funny if you threw up. Actually, I think it goes well with my hazy IPA.
I think you're gonna throw up for me.
That part was. I wasn't expecting it to be that slippery.
Yeah.
Oh.
I want my contributions every time to be food that you guys are like, what the fuck is that?
So, are the maggots alive in the cheese?
They are creating the cheese.
They're created in the cheese.
I think they're making the cheese ferment.
No.
Their activity inside the cheese makes the cheese what it is. Just like yeast makes beer what it is, or certain bacteria make other foods what they are. That's what the maggots are doing.
I don't
They're making
know.
the look at Google it, man. Ask Google.
No,
I think you're wrong.
I think I'm right.
I just want to say you're wrong.
I don't.
I always want to say it.
I know.
It doesn't matter what
I
I
do,
say.
actually.
It's like he's wrong.
Yeah. Well, you're such an antagonist. You
I'm not
always
antagonist.
you disagree with everybody.
That's not true at all.
Okay. So it's in the cheese, and you're saying you don't have to eat it.
helping the fermentation process.
It's not like fucking watermelon. I'm not going to spit the seeds out.
Look, in Sardinia, they think this is
It's unsafe to eat.
My god! Could you imagine taking a bite and swishing it around? And you get that.
There's not a chance.
What did you say? That white discharge? And
it's only unsafe to eat if the maggots in the cheese have died.
What?
Because
so you eat them when they're alive?
Yes. It's the only cheese in which the maggots are still alive that's eaten. And but see, if you allowances are made for cheese that has been refrigerated, because if you refrigerate it, it's going to kill off the maggots. So you don't want to refrigerate it.
So it would be theoretically impossible to get it from out of the country.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get it in America. I'm gonna try.
No, it'd have to be made.
Well, first off, you wouldn't want it at all. But
the larvae in the cheese can launch themselves for distances up to 15 centimeters when disturbed.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Hold their hands above the sandwich to prevent the maggots from leaping. What? Some who eat the cheese prefer not to ingest the maggots. Those who did not wish to eat them place the cheese in a sealed paper bag. The maggots starve for oxygen, wither, and jump in the bag, creating a pitter-patter sound. And when the sound subsides, the maggots are dead and the cheese can be eaten.
Are you making this up? There's no way that's real.
You just told us if they die, you can't eat the cheese.
I think they're right then going to eat them. Like, they're not going to let the cheese sit for a long time.
It physically says everything that he just said.
But I'm not lying.
So you would eat that?
But you lie a lot, so.
So you would eat that cheese?
I would eat that cheese.
With the maggots in it? Sure. Because my skin's crawling right now. Like,
I only live once. Health concerns. Let me click on that.
You're not going to live much longer.
The European Union is the cheese has been outlawed by the European Union, and offenders face heavy fines. But some
shit.
Well, it's the same thing with raw milk. In America, we're not allowed to have raw milk. Raw milk's fine. You can drink raw milk. It's not a bad thing.
What about the guys selling the water, like the raw water?
The raw water, yeah.
Everybody getting sick.
And people were getting dysentery, like they're on the Oregon Trail or something.
They died from dysentery.
Yeah.
Grass. Take care of in a natural way.
I mean, it's
chemicals in it.
A natural way. I let it grow.
That's right.
I don't use
the bugs come out. This is a nature friendly.
Okay.
I don't know, a couple hundred years ago, this country was founded. Something like that.
America was a great idea.
It was an okay idea. I don't know if it was a great idea. It was an okay idea. People thought
you need a hat like George Washington wore and like a wig. Mm-hmm. That's what he needs right now when he's talking. But go ahead, continue.
It was an okay idea. We need to get him a hat. We need to get him a hat that says "Make America Okay Again."
That's right.
Make America meh again. That's what we're really trying for. Meh.
Roll on. Continue.
What are we talking about again? I mean, it's.
Who fucking knows? I got another whiff of that fucking smoked fish. Is the top off of that thing?
It smells good.
Is it your breath?
That should be.
Is it my breath? It's fucking caviar.
It smells so awesome, doesn't it? Don't you love the smell of smoked fish in the morning? It smells
Could you imagine just walking around and smelling like smoked fish in your house?
No.
That's my house. That's my house. Well, I've got fish right now drying in the kitchen
next to your mac and cheese.
Oh man, we were gonna have mac and cheese.
No, we're not.
It's literally illegal. How are you gonna get it?
I know a guy.
Did you know? So I was doing some research.
Is it Jim at the fish market?
Over the Kroger counter
with the Krogers.
Yeah, the seafood counter. There's certain parts of Alaska to where they actually do this with narwhal, and you can actually get narwhal muktuk.
I do that.
And I had to also look further into it because narwhals. Two things. Very interestingly, and admittedly, I'm embarrassed to say, I didn't realize narwhals were real until about a year ago.
I thought it was a beer.
I've had barrel-aged narwhal before.
You just thought it was a lot of beer?
I thought it was a fucking magical creature.
A unicorn.
Yes, exactly right.
I'm with you.
Well, it's like you're kid and you read these books about narwhals, and I'm like, man, it'd be so cool if narwhals were real. And then I'm watching Discovery Channel, and it's like narwhals flipping through the ocean. I'm like, what the hell is this?
So now there's hope for Bigfoot. I had a plumber come by the house one day.
Whoa, hold on, slow down on that story.
I had a plumber come by the house one day.
Bow chicka wow wow.
And on my refrigerator, my beer fridge in the basement was a sticker that said "I believe," it's the Yeti, right?
Yeah, from Great Divide.
From Great Divide, beer. So the dude's like, "Oh, you believe in Bigfoot too?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I want to see where this goes.
Dude, it went on about a 30-minute conversation of telling me all these almost sightings that he had the opportunity to see.
I want to see where this crazy goes.
How he appreciates me believing. I'm like, dude, I didn't know what to say. I'm like, okay. Can you fix my water heater?
They have horns that are 6 feet long.
Yeah.
They will impale your
I didn't know they were real either. I didn't. So
I'm sitting here watching TV, and you know how sometimes you have a TV on ambiently in the background, and we had it on Discovery Channel or something. And David Attenborough, the notorious narrator of everything Discovery, we're just talking in his English accent, and then this narwhal just comes flipping through the water. I'm like, looking around, like, does anybody else see this thing? Like, and my daughter, my 6-year-old daughter, is like, it's a narwhal, Daddy. And I'm like, I know what it is, but why is it there? And she's like, narwhals live in the ocean. And I'm like, how did you know this? I feel like such an asshole. It's like, I'm 39 years old, and I just realized narwhals existed. It's like embarrassing, but like I'm so happy, you know? It's like I want to talk about it. You went to a sausage sandwich place?
It had like the best taps in Fort Collins.
It makes sense since Jeff doesn't eat sausage.
I don't eat pork. So.
Give me your finest sausage sandwich, sir!
So I can throw it away.
Did you imagine Jeff walking up to like a street vendor food cart and ordering like a sausage and taking it and just like throwing it? I want to record this.
Why would I do that?
Because it's fucking sausage.
What's with you and sausage?
I want to do. What's with you and sausage? Would you eat a maggot sausage?
I mean, you take all the maggots together and you make a sausage out of them?
I think if you condense maggot into a sausage, it'd basically
maggots-
just be like a balloon.
Don't they have a lot of protein in them?
Yeah. You know what else has protein in it? These nuts. I couldn't think of anything else.
So it's like a seal, right? I mean, is it?
It's a whale.
Okay,
It's
so
a
it's
freaking
small
whale.
whale.
Like a
Catching a
beluga
whale. Catching a whale is not an easy thing to do. You can't just stand there with a fishing rod and a beer and be like, and a cheese sandwich.
I bet you can put
Well, gonna catch what's.
Did you say take your fishing rod and put a sandwich on it?
No, you have a sandwich and a
Oh,
beer,
okay.
and you have a fishing rod, and you're like,
I'm like, who the fuck fishes with a sandwich? But I would like to try.
well, fishing, you need to bring a sandwich.
Yeah.
You know what? If
He's
you-
like
if
on his
you-
fishing rod. He's like turkey, bread, lettuce.
If you were trying to catch
If we
me,
were going fishing tomorrow, the first thing I would say is, well, what kind of sandwich?
if you were trying to catch me, I would suggest you use something.
Here, Jason. There's a fishing rod in the water, and Jason comes.
I'm just saying, like,
If you really want to get me, put a beer on there too. I'm in.
it's not easy.